If you're struggling with disc bulges, herniations, protrusions, degenerative disc diseases, or any kind of back pain, and doctors told you that you will never be the same again, you can't lift weights, you can't play sports, you can't live normal life, this video will change your life. This was me. And this was me after the worst injury and darkest days of my life. And from that to this. No matter how deep you are in the hole, there is way out. I've been there and I promise you can and you will heal. It's slow, but if I did it, so can you. Give me this one video to prove it to you, watch until the end and then decide for yourself. My name is Mike, I'm 33 years old and I'm a father. And before this nightmare I was super active. I trained for over a decade, played sports, lived life to the fullest. I was strong, healthy and proud of my body. Then in January 2025 everything changed. One morning while I was sleeping, my little boy jumped on my lower back. Bam! I didn't think much of it. I tried to walk it off, keep working, living like nothing happened. But then the pain crept in. I got worse every single day. Breathing, laying down became hard. Tingling started in my left buttock and ran down on my left leg. And after some time, my left leg became numb. I didn't feel it anymore. So I went to the doctor, and that's where the real downhill began. The doctor handed me the MRI referral, and the fastest appointment was over a month away, man. I keep dragging myself to work day after day. My spine was inflamed 24/7, pain chewing through every hour, nights without sleep. When the MRI results came in, I got diagnosed with L4, L5, and S1 disc bulge and herniation. I asked about physiotherapy, and the first available date was in January 2026, bro. I stared at that date thinking like, are you serious? I'm barely holding it together and you're telling me to wait until next year. Then I switched to private sessions and I went to manual therapy. I did 6 sessions there and I didn't get any improvement. After that, I tried machine therapy, and after the third session, I could barely walk for 3 weeks. I was fucked up so much. So then I left all these shit therapies and stuff. And the whole time I followed their don't move advice until I became stiff, weak, and fragile version of myself. I wasn't healing, I was falling apart. And then by month 4, I barely recognized myself. I lost 14 kilos. My clothes were hanging off me like they belonged to someone else. Every morning was a battle. Just putting on socks felt impossible. I couldn't bend, tie my shoes, couldn't squat to pick up anything from the floor. And the worst, I couldn't play with my son. I'd watch him laugh and run around with his mom, and all I could do was stand there and pretend to smile while inside I was fucking dying. Then came the orthopedist appointment. I've been waiting for this, and I thought maybe finally I'd hear some hope. And he looked at my MRI results and then looked at me and said, just casually like this, you'll never live an active life again. No lifting, no sports, accept it. Slow down and live carefully from now on. The problem was I believed him, and in the moment something inside me broke. My will to fight was gone. Bam! He took it away, just like that. Poop. Because my body was showing me exactly that, and I was worse, and his words just confirmed that I'm done forever. And then Nights turned into endless battles with my mind. I'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, heart pounding, anxiety surging through me. Sometimes I'd wake up with my chest burning and have a hard time breathing, got anxiety attacks. It was insane. My head was playing with me, and I was sure I'm done. This is me for the rest of my life. I was just asking this all the time. Is this me for the rest of my life? And then I started avoiding friends, ignoring messages, shutting down. The world kept moving away from me, but I was stuck in the body that no longer worked, and the mind that didn't see a way out. Life just wasn't life anymore. It was a survival. I woke up some night to a stabbing pain into my right lung, like someone was driving a knife between my ribs. And every inhale got smaller. When I exhaled, I could inhale smaller and smaller amount of air. There was such excruciating pain in my right side in lung, and it was traveling up to my right shoulder and then arm in my right side, right neck side. It was crazy. I panicked, so I tried to roll over, and pain exploded in my lungs and neck and arm, and my body got cramps, like like it was trying to protect me from myself. When I tried to move, I just couldn't stand up. I tried to stand up, and there was no chance I could. I reached out for my wife, but she wasn't there. She was with my son in his room sleeping, and I tried to call for her, but I couldn't get enough air to make a loud sound. I was calling her, but there was no loud sound because I couldn't inhale. And I don't know how, but she heard me. She ran in, and so I just saw fear on her face when she saw me, how I was sleeping, how I was breathing. I was almost dead. I'm not kidding. I signaled her to lift me up, and she tried to pick me up, but she couldn't. My body was dead weight, and when I tried to move my body, I got cramped. For example, like when you throw up. I did this movement to go on the side and try to, but I couldn't. I just did it, and when I did it, the pain was so excruciating. It stiffened up my body. It was so fucking intense and crazy. And the thought hit me. This is it. I'm gonna die. I'm dead. But she kept on trying somehow. With every bit of strength, she pulled me upright. The pain stopped spreading, but my breaths were still shallow. And I was rushed to the ICU, then with the ambulance, and they thought it was a pulmonary embolism, but it wasn't. They took blood straight from my artery. They ran scans after scan, and by the next afternoon, they told me it wasn't my lungs. It was my spine crushing my nerve. So they handed me a bag of pills and sent me home. I remember I woke out of this hospital exhausted, holding a bag of pills, and there, and after another night without any sleep, my wife and son were there waiting for me. And when I started to walk towards them, I don't know, everything just piled up. It was too fucking much, all this pain and all this shit. And in my head, I was talking to myself. I was asking myself, is this it? Is this my life now? I'm gonna live like this, like a fucking vegetable. And it crushed me. It crushed me so fucking hard. I couldn't control my feelings anymore. And this is the first time my kids saw me crying, and I burst out in tears, and I remember him. He panicked. He saw me cry for the first time, and he got scared. And then he turned around and started running away from me, like someone is chasing him. It was insane, and this hurt me even more than all this spine bullshit. It was crazy, man. The things that happened to me. I've been fighting this for 6 months, and I was losing not just by my health, but my will to keep on going, because my mental health was deteriorating so fast at this point. I didn't have any more hope. First night at home after the ICU, I woke up again with excruciating chest burn. I was all wet because of nightmares, and I remember waking up and just staring at the ceiling and cry, because I was just destroyed. It was too much. My emotional health was crushed. My head was playing with me all the time. I just wanted it to stop. So I decided I'd give myself 6 more months, and 6 more months to try everything, to throw whatever I had left at this injury. And if nothing changed by then, I'm done. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just decided that's it. After that, I was taking some strong anti-inflammatory pills, and I woke for the first time in a half a year. The inflammation was almost gone. It was surreal, like someone had turned down the pain volume in my body. These anti-inflammatory pills actually worked for the first time, but it didn't last because those pills fucked up my stomach. I woke up, and I remember on an empty stomach, my belly was like this. It was inflamed so hard. I know it was from pills, but I didn't want to stop with those pills because this is the first time I got some relief with inflammation. And so I pushed a few more days, but the pain became unbearable. Then I had a hard time drinking water. I had super hard time eating food because of the stomach pain, and I'd had to stop those pills. 2 days after I quit the anti-inflammatories, I felt better for the first time, and I decided to go grocery shopping with my family. And 20 minutes in the car, and it felt like I'd been thrown back to months one, inflammation on full blast, BAM! In 1 fucking second. It was crazy, man. But that's when it hit me. I wasn't just randomly having a bad days. I was re-injuring myself, even not knowing it, man. Because all the back pain and all the inflammations my whole time in my spine, I didn't even know I'm re-injuring myself with some micro movements because I couldn't feel it. So I tried to recognize every single moment in my day that hurt me, from normal opening doors to sitting in a car to just slightly twisting my body, from holding a glass of water in front of me. I don't know, it was crazy. And when I found all the movements that hurt me and cut those away, the inflammation slowly started to lower and creep away. So this is the first time. This was my first steps towards the healing. But then I realized something bigger. The reason I was so fragile was because I had no strength left in my muscles. I was weak and stiff. I couldn't bend my back anymore. I started to having pain and problems in my left hip. It was insane. The problems just piled from one to another, and I got worse and worse. After some time, I woke up and my calves are in such pain I cannot even step on my legs. It was insane. There were just more and more problems adding up, like my whole body was falling apart. So 6 months of avoiding movement had destroyed my mobility and strength. I got stiff and out of balance back and hips, and I realized if I don't fix that, I'm gonna stay like this for the rest of my life. So I started experimenting, and I discovered something strange. If I worked the muscles on the opposite side of the joint from the stiff, painful muscle, my body would relax the tight one. So by pumping the opposite muscle first, I could trick my body into unlocking the stiff side. Then while it was relaxed, I could stretch it safely. The first time I did it, it was like my body sighs of relief. I keep on going session after session, and small wins piling up. My mobility started to come back and my pain started to backing off. And the training method was born. So that's it. Yeah, this is the first time I finally realized how to improve myself. Then I bought a back extension machine, rebuilt my posterior chain with strength exercises. A strong posterior chain can reduce pressure on the spine because of the muscles take more of the load. Weak glutes or hamstrings make your lower back muscles do too much, leading to injury or re-injury. Good strength here balances your body so you can move naturally instead of in a protective way that causes stiffness. I fixed my hip imbalances and mobility. Hip imbalance throws your spine off center. If one hip moves differently than the other, your pelvis tilts or twists slightly. Your spine has to bend, rotate to keep your head upright. This constant little twist or tilt adds pressure to your low back every single step. It's like driving a car where one wheel is smaller. The car always pulls to one side and the steering wears out faster. And there it was. I finally realized that the root cause of my problem is not bulging discs and herniation and protrusion. This is the byproduct of my weak, stiff, and out of balance back. That's why the more I avoided the back movement, the worse I got. The weaker my back muscles got, the more pressure was on the discs, the easier I could hurt myself. That's why I was stuck in the constant loop of re-injuring myself. And weak muscles can be strengthened, stiff can be stretched, and the out of balance can be balanced. So then I realized this can be fixed. That's why if you got the surgery and later on you re-injure yourself again and again, it's because with the surgery, they address your symptoms, which is herniation in this case, but not the root cause, which is weak, stiff, and out of balance back. But nobody told you this, right? You got told you won't be able to jump, run, lift weights, etc., which is completely false. The answer is slowly rebuild your back and strengthen it to the point that you cannot hurt it anymore. You can be stronger than you were before the injury. If you're willing to put in the time and effort, I can promise you that you will get better. It won't be fast, but it will be lasting for life. So now, when you realize your back is stiff, out of balance, and weak, you have a job to do. Balance imbalances, fix mobility issues, and directly strengthen your lower back. Do all this before you give up. If you're avoiding it, doesn't make sense that you're weaker and weaker, injuring yourself easier. How can you think you're hopeless if you haven't even tried to strengthen your back and you know your back is weak? Your back and hips are out of balance. You cannot expect it to work properly. I hope this makes sense. Now, after I've done that and I'm still doing it, I'm getting better and better each day. I can bend, play with my son, ride a bike, drive a car. I'm already stronger today at some exercises and movement than before the injury. In the middle of all this, I made a promise to myself. If I ever find a way out of this hell, if I could heal my back and get my life back to normal, I will share this with anyone. Because I learned something the hard way. These injuries don't just attack your spine, it attacks your job, your relationship, your mental health, your entire life. I don't want anyone else to go through what I went through, to waste months or maybe even years of your life, doing the wrong things, listening to the wrong advices, sinking deeper and deeper into the hole full of pain and constant inflammation. There is no such thing as a bad back, there is just weak, stiff, and out of balance back, and you can fix that. I'm living proof. I hope this makes sense and it gives you hope. Like, subscribe, and share it so others can find it and finally start to improve, rebuild their body, and restore their normal life again. If you want to follow my day-to-day tips, behind the scenes, and progress updates, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. All the links are in the description below. And most important, don't give up. You will get through this. I believe in you.